Hello, I am here with your April 2nd, 2021 tarot using the Royal Gilded Tarot. I have done an off-screen pre-shuffle and now we ask for our messages for Friday, April 2nd. Easter weekend, guys. For those of you who celebrate, happy Easter. I know here where I am, this particular Friday is Good Friday, therefore statutory holiday, but it's also going to be, I believe, about +8 Celsius, which I believe that is mid 40s to high 40s Fahrenheit. I'm terrible at math, not great at the conversion. I can take a rough guess and be in the right ballpark at least. When it comes to doing those conversions. When it comes to centimeters to feet and inches, forget it. We really don't actually use the centimeters when it comes to measurements, unless it's something official like on a medical document or your driver's license. But everybody describes everything in like your height in feet and inches. Or if you're measuring to make a cut on some wood, it's almost always in feet and inches. And people seem to understand it quite well here. For my non-metric using friends, the two systems do not even remotely come close. So doing the conversions is usually a bit of a guessing game. All right, we've got one major arcana card. There we go. Sometimes you have to call the cards out in regards to, I totally like how this is playing out. And if we don't get any other cards, that's fine because there is a very good message here. Holy major arcana. Okay, there is some big energy coming here. Let's talk about, sorry, I have a hair that is in my eyelashes, but in my mouth at the same time. So the bottom of the deck really, because it's almost all major arcana, really isn't a bottom of the deck type energy. So what I'm going to do is flip this a little bit just because of the message that really, the first two that came out, I'm moving them so I know how to have the cards play out in regards to the message that is trying to come across. So the bottom of the deck influence, or what is playing out in the background, is not necessarily from the bottom of the deck. Oh my God. Okay, this is gonna be a long one, guys. There's a lot here. So bear with me. This is a wonderful message and almost all major arcana. So we're gonna start off with the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, minor arcana. It is a court card. He's a bit of a troublemaker. He's the one who goes in and starts the fight and then runs away and doesn't finish it. He expects other people to do that for him. Actually, he doesn't expect anything. He just likes to create drama. We have a card that we saw yesterday, the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is walking away from something that you have an emotional attachment to. Cups is water energy. Wands is fire energy. Just to touch base on that. So underneath kind of all of the major arcana, we also had the Knight of Pentacles, another minor arcana court card. And it is one of the most hardest working cards in the deck. The Knight of Pentacles, Pentacles being earth energy, is very slow moving. He takes his time, but he crosses the finish line. So perfect analogy for these two knights is the tortoise and the hare. This guy's the hare. He comes in, he speeds into things, but he flames out. He dies out. He gets too tired, he doesn't finish the job. The Knight of Pentacles is the tortoise, and the tortoise does cross the finish line, gets the job done, achieves the goal, wins the race, gets the promotion. Knight of Pentacles is the only knight who gets promoted to king status, very loyal, hardworking. But these two knights do play off each other quite well, though, because where there's lust, passion, and drive, you've got the hard work and the willing to do the work and getting the reward for it. So because these are the minor arcana, they're going to be what is playing out in the background, even though they're not necessarily from the bottom of the deck. Because the rest of the reading is all major arcana, the minors get kind of pushed to the back. You're like, okay, no, you can play out in the background. The major arcanas is what takes the stage. Now, the first card that came out, it is the last card of the major arcana. It is the end of a cycle, but it is a joyful ending, and that is the World card. Things have come full circle. Everything happens in cycles, whether it's good or bad. If you're going through a very difficult time, just know, even though it might seem like it's taking forever and it's not going anywhere, that cycle is going to eventually end. And we are here with that ending. Now I'm going to talk about some of the other cards that came out, just because they do play into things. And the second card that came out initially, it's going to end up being the last card, and it just fits so well. So even though you might be riding high on a good time, or you might be trying to dig yourself out of a tough time, that cycle is ending. We had the 10 of Swords. I know it's a minor arcana, but 10s are the end of a cycle, and it's the end of a painful cycle. So if you've been going through a tough time, the ending is coming. And I do feel that when this happens, it's gonna be with a huge bang. Why? Tower card. There's a tower moment. There's something happening that is going to really shake you into this next step. Right underneath the 10 of Swords, we had the Death card. Death card, end of a cycle. There is a bit of a feeling of grief and loss when the Death card shows up, but it's just more confirmation that this cycle, particularly if you're going through a tough time, and this has been a hard cycle, this cycle is over. I'm trying to remember what it was that astrologically happened this past week. I believe it was one of the numerology days. We had a numerology day that was helping to finish clearing a 28-year karmic cycle. So think back as to what was going on 28 years ago. That is kind of where the reset button is happening again. And this is definitely, and the karma card is here, going to talk about that in a minute. But the ending of this cycle, it's been coming for the last 3 weeks in the tarot. The cycle is coming. It's here. We're experiencing it. Things are going to change. We may have to seek the assistance of a mentor, the Hierophant here, Earth energy. The Hierophant, the wise person that you can look up to. Very dedicated, very similar to the Knight of Pentacles energy, only with the exception of it, A, being a major arcana, and B, also being the fact that it is a much wiser, it's not as a youthful or new type energy. It is a wise energy. The Hierophant, usually described as a religious figure, more traditional, older versions of keywords for the Hierophant is the Pope. So for people who are Catholic and the way that they look up to the Pope, that is the energy of the Hierophant. This is somebody you can look up to, you can go to for advice, but it is also very earthy energy, not quite digging in and working your knuckles to the bone, but it is a very dedicated type energy. Remember that karma card I was talking about? Karmic cycles being reset? There it is, the Justice card. Don't be surprised if you start seeing some sort of actual justice happening, or karma starting to play out, or karma working in your favor. Now the Justice card, card of Libra, also talks about balance, because you've got the scales here that are perfectly aligned. They are equal, they are even. We also just had the full moon in Libra. Justice card, card of Libra. We've also got 2 more cards coming in that talk about balance as well. So it's a shift in karmic balance, where things were out of balance one way. Start expecting to see them swing the other way very soon. And because this is big energy, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we are going to be feeling this more for the entire month. It was just 11:11 on the top of my screen here on the timer. This is more of a month of April, not the second day of April or the first weekend of April. This is the entire month that we are really going to be feeling this energy. Up next, we have card of Gemini. This girl right here is Gemini. We have the Lovers card. It's a little bit of a softer, more playful energy. It is definitely indicating deep love. Now, it doesn't have to be deep romantic love. If that is where you're hoping your scales of justice or your karmic cycles start swinging towards, that could be it. This is more of a personal reading type definite answer. But know that because it is the card of Gemini, Gemini is represented by the twins. There's 2. It's balance, it's give and take. It's the playful and it's the serious. It's the hardworking. It is the wanting to go and party. It is the good, the bad, the good twin, the bad twin. It's both. In this card, you've got the 2 pillars as well, which is bringing in harmony and balance. And the final card, which was the second one that came out, we had that leap of faith with the Fool yesterday. Well, we have the first actual numbered major arcana card. The other card of Gemini, the Magician, balance, the Creator, a new cycle, manifesting, bringing in. You've got the tools to do what it takes. Whatever your goal is, set that goal, start working towards it. Manifest your goals coming true. Know that you've got what it takes to get there. So altogether, I told you this was going to be a long one. We're probably going to hit 15 minutes, maybe longer. Altogether, you might be torn, actually, between walking away and leaving whatever this emotional attachment is in behind the scenes. The 8 of Cups wanted us to start doing that yesterday in order to take that leap of faith. Well, we can't really do any of that until we put that emotional baggage behind us. If you're somebody who is always cluttered, it can be physical stuff, but I really strongly feel this is more of an emotional type, releasing, letting go, particularly if it does not serve you any longer. But keep working hard towards your goals. Use a little fiery passion, lust after your goals. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, know that whatever you start, be prepared to go the distance and finish. We've got one major cycle that is ending. It's done. We've got the 10 of Swords, we've got the Death card, we've got the World card. And you're going to know when this cycle is finished, when that Tower moment hits. Like I said, I believe this is more of a monthly type reading, that this energy is going to be playing out throughout the entire month, not just a day or a weekend or a week even. We may be seeing stuff happening very quickly, or having the groundwork for this be shown to us. in the very near future, but the entirety of it is going to play out throughout the entire course of the month. Know that this is going to help bring in a lot more balance, a lot more peace. This is karma being reset if you need, when you are working towards your goals or trying to manifest. If you're not sure what to do, look for some advice. No harm in asking a question, and be dedicated to your cause, because you're creating what happens next. When this new cycle starts, after you've taken that leap of faith, it's up to you on how it plays out, how it unfolds, and you're going to have a blank slate with this new karmic energy coming in after this old one finishes closing out, which we've got another 2 solid weeks of 0 major astrological influences, no post-shadow, no pre-shadow retrogrades, no retrogrades. On April 27th, Pluto does move into retrograde, which there is a 10 to 14 day shadow phase beforehand. But this retrograde's not a heavy-hitting, hard-hitting retrograde either. It's just going to help us re-examine our dreams and our goals, because Pluto is the underworld. It does pertain a little bit to fantasy. So with the Pluto energy going retrograde, we'll start feeling the effects of that, or noticing the effects of that mid to late April. But mid-April, on the 19th, we also have the sun moving out of Aries, the Knight of Wands, into Taurus. There you go, Knight of Pentacles. There's the energy there. That's when you may be really feeling the most action, or really being ready to leave whatever it is behind and really jumping into this new cycle that you have started, that you have created, that you've been hoping and wishing for. And it's really going to bring in some harmony, and it's going to be very, very enjoyable. And I'm going to leave it here. This is already almost 18 minutes. So I will talk to you tomorrow.